Hi everybody and welcome to a new episode of Easy English. Recently we've noticed that we've acquired a lot of followers from Japan, so we thought to ask the obvious question, what do Brits know about the Japanese? So I thought I'd head into Brighton behind us and ask questions about Japanese culture, Japanese people and Japan itself. Before we start this week's episode, if you're a regular viewer of Easy English, then it would mean a lot to me if you would quickly subscribe to us below to be notified about future videos. This is what Brits think of the Japanese. Here we go. What do you know about Japan, Japanese culture, Japanese people?
Japanese culture is absolutely beautiful.
I really want to take it on as a language.
Yeah, I was actually considering learning it.
What do you know about Japan, Japanese culture, Japanese people?
Not much.
I know more about Japanese culture than the average person would know. My ex is Japanese.
I think it seems like quite eccentric.
Just the culture, like how they bow and stuff.
I love Japanese food, so there's that. And one of the greatest creations in the world, Pokemon. So that's one of my biggest hobbies of all time, without sounding too much like I have no one in my life.
The idea of the language, at least from what I understand it, is it's not based on what you're saying, it's the way you're saying it.
Tea ceremonies is the first thing that springs to mind, and when I think of Japanese culture and Japanese people, I think of everything being done very gracefully and very articulately and deliberately. I love their calligraphy and their artistic style. I think of them as very elegant and sort of finely tuned people, if that makes sense. That's what I immediately think of.
People say that the Japanese are very hard workers.
Yes.
Okay, do they work hard or are they forced to work hard? Vast difference. If your boss is in the office, no staff member would leave until the boss leaves.
Wow.
So if the boss is doing 12 hours, you expect to do 12 hours.
The Japanese people that I've met have been very kind, sort of welcoming.
Very respectful, so I'm a big Arsenal fan. So I know Tomiyasu.
Okay, I wonder where that was going.
And there's always stories that when they go to basically different stadiums, he'll be the one who cleans the changing room, leave it very clean.
I think I'd like the idea of the culture shock and, experiencing a whole load of new things I've never seen before.
Before we carry on with this week's episode, if you're someone who is looking to take their English to the next level or just want to help support Easy English's work, then you can by becoming one of our members. And if it's your speaking skills you'd like to improve, let's say you've hit a wall and really want to take your English to that next level where you feel you can speak fluently and understand authentic English, then why don't you join our conversation membership? Me, Easy and other conversation members meet every week on a Tuesday night to talk about things you would talk about in a regular English pub. Our Zoom conversation calls are in a relaxed, inclusive setting where you can feel free to speak or not speak if you want to, and just sit back, relax, and hang out with myself, Easy, other conversation members from all around the world. We'll be sharing our thoughts, opinions, stories, and cultures. If you're not sure if the conversation membership is for you, maybe you're too nervous, or you don't know what level the conversation is at, then we're offering you a free 7-day trial of it. All you have to do is go to easyenglish.video/membership.
How about if I told you something that's unique?
Exactly.
Did you know that the average person's kitchen has no oven?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a unique
Yes.
one. And why would that be?
Well, they say they do have an oven, but it's more like the microwave oven. And I said, well, they came out in the 70s, for example, so what do you have before that? So there's no set traditional oven.
And is Japanese food readily available in the UK or in
Yeah, there are some sushi places to go to. There are a few like food shops as well that sell like Japanese foods.
Is that something you eat like regularly, you'd say?
Yeah, I love sushi.
I feel like I eat sushi quite regularly, yes.
Sushi, but I haven't personally. I haven't indulged in.
No, I feel like there's so much more. That's probably like the very basic of Japanese food.
Yeah.
Donburi bowls.
Okay.
They're probably my favourite. Any type of rice bowl or like poke bowl, they're kind of my favourite. And then obviously sushi's good. But yeah, anything rice, protein and veg, it's pretty great.
So
yeah.
Poke bowls and Pokemon.
Exactly, yeah, it works, it works.
So then what does their diet consist of then, without an oven?
Without being obvious and saying fish. Yeah, it's a lot of vegetables. There's more vegetable going on there than fish. And beef is so expensive. It's more than prime. One steak, for example, could be easily £100.
Really?
Beef is extremely expensive.
Can we touch on this? The first thing you said, the tea ceremony. What is this and how do you know about tea ceremony?
I probably know about it from what I've read in books and seen in films, but I'm aware that in Japan, a lot of things are given a lot of sacred importance. So making tea doesn't just become for us like bunging a kettle on and sticking a tea bag in a mug. I love the fact that there's a lot of deliberation about the whole thing. So, you dress in a certain way, you position yourself in a certain way, and then there's a sort of a whole ceremony to how the tea is made and served and in what order things are done. Yeah, there's a lot of deliberateness, if that's a word, in my understanding, and I like that. I like the idea of that.
I think like seems to be like a big culture of like anime and like things like that, and like a lot of like pop art kind of things from what I've seen.
Right, yeah. That's kind of made its way across into the UK, right? Like J-pop. And are you into anime or manga or?
I've never watched it.
No. Do you consume any Japanese media or?
Somewhat, yeah. We actually, obviously, anime is quite a big thing, and manga and stuff like that.
Do you watch it?
I do, yeah.
Really? Okay.
I've watched quite a lot.
Is there a specific one you watch?
I've spent like 10 years watching it.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I've watched everything. I've watched stuff like Dragon Ball, so it's really popular stuff.
Yeah.
I've watched stuff like Iran High School Host Club, which is very niche, very, very niche. 2012. Obviously, I've watched Sailor Moon and stuff like that, the classics. So Solo Leveling, that's a big one. Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah, you love
Demon
stuff like that.
Slayer.
We also watch quite a lot of TV as well, which really surprised me. Like Million Yen Women, really like that.
Okay.
Really got on with that. Really thought it was a really interesting concept.
I'm playing Pokemon Go, so that's one where you walk around and catch Pokemon.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just like a fad that happened for like.
No, it's the 9th year anniversary. So there's a special event week going on. But yeah, I didn't realise how many people play it when I got back into it. But yeah, stupid amounts.
We just went to the Hello Kitty cafe.
So what is Hello Kitty then?
What is Hello Kitty?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine like the best cat that you've ever seen in like cartoon form, and you look at her and she just brings you joy. That's like what Hello Kitty is, I think.
And did you buy anything in Hello Kitty? What do you do in Hello Kitty?
Okay, so it's the Artbox Cafe. They've rebranded it to Kurumi and My Melody, which is Hello Kitty's friends. So they all know each other. I was gonna get a keyring, but I completely forgot. But we got like little cakes and stuff like that.
Okay, it's just like a tea room
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
just like a cafe. Yeah, they used to do like a menu, but now it's just like hot chocolate and cakes and stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds cute.
It's really cute.
Okay.
It's awesome. We were dressed a bit weirdly because we're all like, well, I mean, I've got the Hello Kitty necklace on though, so that's,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you think Japanese culture maybe is quite conservative then? Because it's all sounds very traditional and there's a way of doing things and a way to present yourself.
Well, I think there's a strangely two-sided element to it because I also think when they let their hair down, you've got things like kawaii and manga and anime, and they're like this fantastical world where the imagination is king and they run wild with their imagination. So I love that juxtaposition, the way that you've got one thing on one side and then when they go a little bit wild, there's that whole other thing going on. I just find it endlessly fascinating. I've never been to Japan, but my youngest son is 9 and he would love to go, so maybe one day.
Everything you imagine where it's zen and there's nothing there is complete opposite. You go to their shops and it's a counter where there's like one pen on there and a stapler. That is it.
Okay.
But in the house itself and behind those sliding doors, don't open them. It's a total mess. So has that completely disillusioned everyone about the Japanese culture?
Right, because the insight that we are given is this very like you say,
Neat
tidy,
and in order.
neat, presentable.
Yeah.
Okay,
A lot of it is, but I'm just saying that is like the kitchen is just a bomb went off.
And you said you would like to go, you think?
Yeah,
Definitely.
We really
Yeah.
want to travel.
I want to go because I can't think of anything better than seeing all the cherry blossoms and seeing, Osaka, seeing Tokyo, seeing just how busy it is and seeing a completely different climate to what we experience. I love the idea of that.
I'm a massive history nut, so I like any sort of history, 1867 warfare and stuff like that. So I'd love to see like the traditional trading port cities, especially the ones where they interacted with the Dutch for the first time. That's where a lot of the culture comes from, is that clash of European. So it'd be nice to see. I think I'd like to see that. Yeah. Also the winter on the further islands north, that'd be really cool. I don't think most people go there. Most people go to like Tokyo. So I'd love to see something that most tourists don't see. That'd be like my dreams.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of this week's episode and what your thoughts are of Japan, Japanese culture and the Japanese people. And also, if you're a viewer from Japan, then let us know what you think of the stereotypes and observations that we have on your culture. And as always, we'll see you next time. Sayonara!